So the Institute.
Oh, yeah.
We've had the first couple of episodes out on Amazon, well, Prime Video, but it's an MGM Plus original
Hmm.
series. There are 8 episodes in total. I've seen all 8, and each episode's about 45 minutes apiece.
Hmm.
The screeners I got, there's a couple of episodes that had a bit of blue screen in place of where the characters were looking.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, it was a really tense moment. And they were like, oh no. And I'm like, what?
So
I
you
don't
don't
get
even
it.
know what they're seeing. Oh gosh.
I could guess. However, I've not read the book or the novel based on Stephen King. Had you read it?
I
Was that
have.
like one of your favorites or something? Or just good?
No, I hated the book.
Oh, you hated the book.
I did
Okay,
not enjoy the book
fantastic.
at all. I thought it was like, ugh.
Okay. I love this. I thought this was brilliant.
Awesome.
And also, I watched with my youngest. I say youngest. He's 20, and his partner is like 23. So very two different demographics.
Yes.
And we watched the 8 episodes over a space of 2 days. So we watched four and four. And the things that they were saying afterwards, like this is their kind of review of it, is a little bit X-Men, but on the darker side. So if you think more Legion, and then you mix that in with Stranger Things, like 11 from when she's captured and she's been tortured
Hmm.
by father, um, and then you put the Stephen King flavor on it. That's kind of what you get here. It really is centered on a kid that is brilliant, brilliantly acted, I have to say, and he gets kidnapped and he takes it. It's a really interesting way to see how a kid that is brilliant will calculate the situation that he's in and know that overreacting or crying or trying to escape or trying to escape his captors physically, knowing all of that just wouldn't be the way to go in the situation he's in. He'll wait and bide his time. And so we get to see a young group of actors from various walks of life. So you get the big kind of jock guy that's fairly smart, but just the guy that's more of a protector. You get a really young kid that seems to be quite out of all of them that has a extra ability sort of is the strongest. So they all are here for a reason. They are forced to be, they're told a lie basically, well, a sort of lie. They're told that they're there to save the world, but they're not told how, but they're told they're going to have a certain amount of time while they're in there. They don't get a choice about it. And once they've unlocked their abilities with various drugs that's injected into them, they don't get any say about it. They will be sent to recovery and then get sent home after their mind is wiped. That's the package. And so we do, for the majority of the series, stay in this kind of home where these kids are tortured, and you see their psyches
Hmm.
and the friendships that form. On the other side of it is the town that's right next to this place, and the town knows of this place, but they don't know what it is. They think it's like a center for disease control. That's why nobody's allowed to be there. It's some sort of lie that anybody that comes there gets, security goes, sorry, you got to turn around, that sort of
Yeah.
place. We've seen that so many times in X Files, anything like that. But we have a ruffian sort of cop dude that comes into town to become the night watchman. He's sort of police. I mean, he has been police and he has an army background, but he comes along and at night he goes and checks all the stores. It's a really old analog key sort of thing that he has to lock in at each place. I really like this aspect of it. I thought it worked really well in the story. Gives us some like tactile feeling to the character, because the character himself is quite plain. I think it's one of those
Hmm.
characters that you're meant to put your persona on. Like if you're in his shoes, you have some skill of being a cop, and you're on night watching with him, and he's going to be the instigator, the investigator to figure things out and hopefully meet up with the kids who are trying to survive and not all die. There's a lot of horror aspects in this, but it's not very horrorful. There are moments in it that are really gross, but it's more like, oh my gosh, how are any of these kids going to survive? And these people suck. And there are moral gray areas as the questions they throw up to the audience about, is the greater good
The greater
outweighing, yeah, like I'm doing this for the greater good.
good. The greater
And
good.
is it the greater good? Like,
The greater good.
if
Sorry.
if you are saving 8 billion people, does it matter that you're killing 500 kids to do that? And so it balances, and then you're thinking, you're like, yeah, that's interesting. Torturing kids to save the world, and I'm like, screw the world. I think I would be like, we had our time, jog on. But anyway, so it throws up. I had a wild ride with this. My only caveat is that it is, because it's like weekly now.
Oh,
I don't think that it's a weekly watch. I think it's a story that's been chopped up that you want to watch the continuation, especially because at the end of every single episode, it's a cliffhanger. So it's purposely created in a way to drop you
want you to come back. Yeah.
Nikita, who I was watching it with, he would be like, seriously, that's how you leave it? He's like, his eyes rolled into the back of his head. He'd be like, wow. And I was like, yeah, now I can imagine we didn't have the next episode. You'd be like, no. So my top tip would be, this is great. If you haven't read the book, probably great, although apparently the book's not great. But
I didn't like the book. That doesn't mean it's
maybe
not great.
wait for a bunch of episodes to be out of the time to watch it in chunks. Yeah.
When the cop has to go, like the analog key type of thing, and he has to go in a certain order, is that like he has to hit? Because I don't remember this part of the movie or the book, but does he? Is it like on a time type of thing?
He's got to do like 7 rounds throughout the night, and he's going to get his steps in as like 14 kilometers or something, because he does a loop around the town, and every town has this weird key lock at the door. And so he would take the key that's in their lock and then put it to that particular place, and then he twists it. And then the ones that don't have it, he just uses a piece of chalk to mark up on a, and it's like,
it shows
that he's been around and he's not just one of those guys sitting as a security. I really like that aspect, though. I thought it was great.
The reason I ask is because that's an element of Night Watch. That was a Swedish, Nordic,
Russian.
No, not that one. Different.
Not the Night Watch.
Okay. No, not the vampire one. It was then remade as an English language one, with Ewan McGregor. But as he goes through, he has to turn all these locks that keep track of the time. And so this was. I wonder if I don't know if because I can't remember if this was in the novel or not. That either means that Stephen King stole that from this, because this was like early 2000s compared to like the book is.
I don't know when
recent.
he wrote the.
No, it's very recent, like 2019.
He might have been influenced by like watching something like, oh, that's great.
Or it was just the show that put it in there. You know what I mean? And he didn't. But that's not even an aspect.
It seems like a real thing that probably is a thing. So, a night knocker is what they called it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool.
That sounds like a good creature.
Oh yeah, totally. It sounds like a Stephen King idiom.
Yeah,
like Tommy knockers. Night knocker.
Yeah, night knocker. Yeah.
So yeah, this was a surprise to me. I started it and going, this could just be fine, and that's fine. And then I was like, oh, this is like what an X-Men. A real X-Men TV series. So don't go in thinking Jean Grey and like these.
Oh yeah.
It's more like ethereal. Yeah. You'll see it. You understand when you see it. But a blast.